Hallo und herzlich willkommen zu einer neuen Folge Final Fantasy 13 Lightning Returns. Und wir sind hier an der Arena, können aber nichts großartig machen. Und jetzt wollte ich ja, habe ich ja in der letzten Folge gesagt, auch wenn wir automatisch dorthin kommen, hier in die Depotstätte, denn da sind, glaube ich, ein paar Monster, gegen die wir kämpfen können. Weil großartig die Mission können wir hier gar nicht mehr erledigen, glaube ich. Und da kann man wenigstens die Giftstachel farmen. Und ja, ich hoffe, vielleicht treffen wir auf ein oder andere Sachen noch. Und wir wollen ein bisschen Geld sag ich schon, wir sind hier nicht bei Tales of Systeria, Gil farmen, damit wir hier so ein geheimes Ticket kaufen können. Dazu brauchen wir ein Gil und so können wir farmen. Und ich mach mal die Chronostasi an. So. EP-Fertigkeiten. Gar keine Melodie hier, ne? Hört ihr das auch? Oh. Hört ihr das? Oh, höre nur ich das? Jetzt kommen wir wahrscheinlich wieder hier in die offene Welt an. Leckt es wieder. Ah, guck mal, Sternchen.
It's no good. Welcome.
It's no good.
A customer. This is so exciting. What can I get you?
Well, what do you serve?
Anything you want. How about the chef's special made from top quality recycled materials? Deep fried niblet hair bowls.
Are you sure that's actually edible?
Oh, yes, it definitely won't kill you, I can guarantee it. And since you're my first customer in days, no charge.
Ja, warum nicht?
Nothing ventured.
That's the spirit. Take the plunge, I say.
Yum, 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 yum.
Well, does it make your taste buds sing? Are you transported to culinary heaven?
This is...
Too tart? Too much salt, perhaps? I can brush it off if you like.
No, it's actually really good.
God, that is a relief. I mean, of course it's good. I knew you'd love it. I've been working on the recipe for weeks. Unfortunately, it's not very nutritious. People are more health conscious these days, which is ironic considering the times.
Nutritious or not, you'd think that more people would come back for this.
I think it must be me. I just don't have a head for business. No matter how hard I work, I just can't seem to attract more customers. I've been living on the brink of financial ruin for years now. My son got sick of it, so he left.
You've got the chops to be a good cook, though. Why don't you try to find yourself a partner? You know, someone you trust who has a better head for business.
Now that you mention it, I hear there's a famous food expert here in Yusnan. Apparently he specializes in turning around lost causes like mine. I'll bet... No, I know he could help me, but how do I find him? All I know is his name.
And what is it?
Gordon Gourmet. Despite his fame, he's hard to track down. If you do happen to run into him, could you tell him about CDs?
Natürlich. In der städtischen Straße im Schlemmerviertel findet sich das Restaurant Siris. Der Inhaber ist ein äußerst talentierter Koch, doch fürs Geschäft hat er kein gutes Händchen. Zu allen Übel vermisst er seinen Sohn, der ihm vor Jahren den Rücken gekehrt hat. Finde den renommierten Feinschmecker Gordon Gourmet, damit er dem Geschäft wieder zum neuen Erfolg verhilft. An den 2 Sterne, gerade waren da 3 Sterne. Warum sind da jetzt nur noch 2?
Gordon Gourmet. I'll remember.
You are far too kind. Thank you so much.
Bestimmt, bestimmt. Familienbetrieb. Mal sehen, was haben wir noch Schönes hier.
It's Gordon Gourmet. He's visiting the banquet.
Ich glaube, der war doch irgendwo hier oben, oder? Mal da kämpfen natürlich. Hey! Okay, das ist also extrem... Der Rundumschlag, der haut wohl immer die Crits raus. Ich weiß es nicht, warum. Und nun gut, wenn es hilft. Das ging echt schnell. 2-mal Glasgilet. So, was haben wir denn hier? Untersuchen. Gesucht. Frau, die sich als Erlöserin ausgibt. Merkmale. Rosafarbene Haare. Vergehen. Anschlag auf Lord Snow. Verrat. Ordenskommando für allgemeine Sicherheit. OAS. Verwaltungsbezirk. Yusnan. Okay. Ich suche gerade, um ehrlich zu sein, noch 1, 2 Sternchen, die ich vielleicht absagen kann, aber... Hör auf mit der Musik, die ist so laut. War nicht der Gourmet hier oben? Wisst ihr das zufällig noch? War der nicht hier oben drauf? Wir müssen uns beeilen. Die Zeit hält nicht ewig an. Aber wahrscheinlich wieder Bankettmeister, oder ist er das? Nee, der da sitzt bestimmt. Den konnten wir vorhin nicht ansprechen.
Tell me, are you the famous food expert?
Possibly. I do boast a certain renown in culinary circles. It cannot be denied.
Persons matching this description to the nearest security officer.
I see. CD's restaurant, you say? I do hate to see a good restaurant go undiscovered by the dining public.
So, will you help him out? I can take you right there.
Oh no. CD's restaurant? I'm afraid you will have to find someone else. I'm sorry.
I can't persuade you?
Impossible. This city is overflowing with restaurants crying out for the deft helping hand of Gordon Gourmet. I'm run ragged trying to keep up. And, well, you see... Right, my rule. I have an ironclad policy. I cannot help an establishment unless the owner approaches me directly.
You just made that up, didn't you? All right, can you do this for me? Just give me some advice now and I'll pass it along to the owner. You don't have to come to the restaurant at all.
That sounds reasonable. I mean, I'd hate to see a restaurant serving fried niblet hairballs go under. Except, if I give advice, I need to make sure that it is communicated accurately, with total precision. And that means my messenger has to understand the instructions perfectly.
Well, I guess that rules me out. I don't know the first thing about fine dining.
Oh, you don't have to be a top chef, or even a garde-manger. All you need is a discerning palate. Practically anyone can acquire one with a little training.
I'm not sure what you mean by a discerning palate, but I don't think I have one.
Trust me when I say it can be found. In fact, a tour of the best establishments of the glutton's quarters should do.
Kulinarische Rundreise. Die 6 beliebtesten Gaststätten der Welt befinden sich im Schlemmerviertel Yusnans. Koste von den Speisen und Getränken dieser 6 Läden und berichte dann Gordon Gourmet von den kulinarischen Erlebnissen. Okay. Ups. Ist hier, hallo, Straßen? Ach, Straßencafé.
Welcome. We have a popular selection.
Chaoskuchen. Knallpudding, welches davon ist es egal, was ich esse? Ich esse jetzt einfach mal ein kleiner... Komm, wir nehmen die Mitte.
Our customers come here to put down their shopping bags and rest their weary feet. Our cakes and sweets are the perfect pick-me-up for just about it. We put a lot of love into our cakes, and that's what makes them so good. They're like treats for your palate and soul.
Okay, jetzt erzählt er das. Du hast etwas Wichtiges über Süßspeisen gelernt. 1 von 6 Gaststätten besucht. Oh, okay. Jetzt müssen wir aber... Oh, soll ich die EP-Fertigkeit schon einsetzen? Ja, was ist denn hier?
You want to get into the augur's quarter? You can beg and...
Okay, warte mal. Ach, sind das hier alle? Warte mal, 1. Oben war... Okay, das war der Gourmet, glaube ich, selber hier. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 und das vielleicht die... Nee. Ich bin echt überfragt. Okay, dann gehen wir erstmal zu diesen 3 hier.
Ticket. You should be able to join the tourists on the monorail track and sneak into the Augur's quarter from there.
Palace guards are conducting a search for the intruder calling herself.
Was ist das denn hier?
She has rose.
Das Lied der Erlöserin, die Legende von der auserwählten Gottes, jede Nacht auf den Augurenplatz.
Matching this description to the nearest security officer.
Come on! Step right up! Get the best meeting!
Besitz, möchtest du denn noch? Ja, wir müssen es, ja? Weil diesmal nämlich was Billiges.
Our meat is shipped directly from the wildlands. We
Das
use
reicht
only
auch.
natural
Gut.
ingredients, none of that synthetic stuff.
Was kostet
Grilling
so
and
wieder?
roasting
Schon
are
wieder
the
so viel
best.
Geld.
The key is knowing how to seal in the juices and flavors. And we do that better than anyone else.
Okay. 2 von 6 Gaststätten besucht.
one of our fish is fresh. We get our seafood fresh every morning. Comes straight out of the ocean. A chef is even more important when preparing uncooked dishes. The way you slice a tuna makes all the difference in the world.
Oho. Okay, 3 von 6. Also, wir waren jetzt einmal bei denen hier. Bei den zweien. Dann gehen wir mal weiter hin. Aber ich glaube, das ist der Koch an sich selber. 3, 4, 5. Man hier vielleicht noch? Ich glaube ja. Warte mal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ich glaube ja, zu den 2 da unten. Die hatten Halloween-Hut auf. Bohnensuppe.
Even kids who hate greens love my veggie dishes. Vitamins in vegetables are determined by their color. You want a wide variety for a well-balanced diet.
4 von 6. Wo ist der andere? Und das ist der Inhaber. Oh, ist doch, warte mal, dann ist ja das andere hier. Da oben, da oben. Das müsste noch einer sein. Zum feuchten Tresen. Ach so ist das. Welcome. Oh Mann, das kostet wieder so viel Geld. Und jetzt haben wir wieder kein Geld mehr für die, für das Ticket. Mann.
Cocktails can be served, chilled, or warm. Everyone has their own
Ja,
preferences. We encourage customers to consult with our staff.
Okay. Eine Crema? Ja, vielleicht. Ah ne, wir haben, glaube ich, eh Plätze belegt. Ne, einen Heiltrank können wir noch kaufen. Den lassen wir aber auch frei. Und jetzt, ich meine, wenn ich es richtig gesehen habe, müsste ja hier oben auch noch einer sein. Ups. Hier der Bankettmeister, ne? Genau. Snow Spezial, okay.
When offering a complete dining experience to discerning patrons, superb food and export, one must always anticipate the needs of your patron. I am constantly assessing the dining space from the viewpoint of my customer. Our customers want more than just a meal. They come for the memories they can savor for years.
Du hast etwas Wichtiges über Bewirtung gelernt. Jawohl. Gut, dann gehen wir mal jetzt hier wieder zum Bankett Gourmet, hier zu diesem Gordon Gourmet.
What do you say, Light? Well, how goes the culinary tour?
I did what you suggested. I visited the top restaurants in the neighborhood.
That is excellent news. So now let me give you the advice I promised. If CD's restaurant wants to turn its business around... wait, let me ask you something first. You've eaten at CD's and at the best establishments in Yusnan. Why don't you tell me what you think is the main difference between the two? I'd be interested to hear your opinion. In your own words, of course.
Why? Is this some kind of test?
Yes, exactly. Now tell me, what did all the successful restaurants have in common that poor old CD's lacks?
Let me see. Everyone I spoke to was helpful. They seemed honest and open. I don't think they were lying to me, but something seemed off.
Oh, would you care to elaborate?
Well, it almost felt like they were hiding something from the customers. But it wasn't as if they were deliberately lying or trying to deceive anyone. In fact, I don't think they realized it themselves. They thought they were telling me everything they knew. Yes, that's it. It was unconscious, like an instinct. They were hiding something, but they weren't doing it deliberately at all. I'd say the very best chefs, restaurant managers, and bartenders all share some kind of secret. It's like a special ingredient that makes their food stand out from the others.
What a wonderful deduction. You have hit the nail on the head. To think you discovered this answer only after visiting a few establishments. It is as you say, the best, most successful restaurants have a certain je ne sais quoi, a secret something that makes their offerings unique. And finding that something, that is what I do best. In other words, if the restaurant does not already have a special something, then I simply cannot help it.
Then what about CD's? Do you think you can help him?
I can tell you this, the chef there already knows his secret. The talent is there to make that restaurant a success. Unfortunately for him, the secret spice that gives his dishes flair is extremely rare. He cannot secure supplies, and that is why he struggles. Let me be specific. Once upon a time, CD's recipes all featured the spice commonly known as civet musk.
Ah.
But then supplies dried up and the restaurant fell into a long decline.
You seem to know a lot about CDs.
Well, a long time ago, let's just say we have a close history and leave it at that.
Fine by me. All I need to know is that if I can find this spice, the restaurant should start bringing in customers.
Yes, exactly. The problem is the spice is not easy to find. In fact, the only way to acquire it would
Haben wir
be to
nämlich schon
defeat certain
gefunden.
monsters.
Unbewusst.
Such a shame. All for want of a single spice, his restaurant is failing. He has the recipe for success. He just needs the final ingredient.
Zibet ist die Geheimzutat, die die Speisen im CDs zu etwas Besonderem machen wird. Du erhältst es nach einem Sieg über das Monster Felix in der Hauptstraße. Besorg das Zibet und bring es... Ja, haben wir doch schon gefunden. Hier gone. Und vorher speichern nochmal. Ups. Okay. Speichern. Okay, das war cool, dass wir das schon erhalten hatten. Das ist natürlich nice. Und ich glaube ja...
I'd recognize that fragrance anywhere. You found civet musk.
Natürlich.
Thank you indeed. It's very kind what you're doing. CD's is lucky to have you on its side.
Why are you thanking me? If anyone should be grateful, it's me, and the owner of CDs, for all of your helpful advice.
Oh, quite so. When you put it that way, of course you're right. I just get caught up in a project and start thinking it's my own restaurant I'm saving. But back to business. Here, I developed this new and original recipe. I want you to take it back to CD's together with the civet musk you acquired. The owner will be waiting anxiously for you.
So, you still don't want to meet him yourself?
I'm afraid that won't happen. Not ever again. However, that doesn't stop me from wishing him and CD's the very best. Please tell him that whatever happens, I'll be praying for his success.
Gordon Gourmet's Rezepte. Okay.
Are you thinking what I'm thinking? Do you remember what the owner of CD's told us when we met?
You mean the story about his son that ran away from home?
Das wird auch sein Sohn sein, denke ich mal.
Great minds, Hope. We've both been thinking that maybe this son of his went on to become a famous food expert.
She has rose-colored hair.
And that's why Gordon won't meet CD's owner. But
Yeah.
Gordon Gourmet created a new recipe for you. You should make it with this civet musk. Do that and you'll be able to save your restaurant. At least, that's what he said.
Why, thank you! This is wonderful! How can I ever repay you?
Gib mir deine Seele.
Everything is here in black and white. A groundbreaking dish. I'd never have thought to do half the things in this recipe. The genius of Gordon Gourmet oozes from every word.
Notice anything else?
About the recipe? No, not particularly. It's well organized, written in a clear hand. Wait. This handwriting, it looks strangely familiar. Yes, I've seen it before. These swirls, these bold loops. Could it be?
I think so. It turns out Gordon Gourmet has a secret identity. He's your long-lost son.
He is? And you're sure it was him who created this wonderful recipe? But more importantly, he's in this town. Is he happy?
You have nothing to worry about. He's doing great. Except, I'm really sorry, but I don't think he wants to see you again. I can't tell you where he is.
But why? Yes, we quarreled when he left, but that was a long time ago. Is he still angry at me?
Do you have a message for him? I can make sure he gets it.
Well, how about this? I'm gonna make his dish just like the recipe lays out. Would you be so good as to deliver it to him? At the very least, I want him to try it. Truth be told, what I really want to tell him is to come back to CD's and work with me. Perhaps if he knew that I still haven't lost my touch. Would that be enough to entice him back? I don't know.
I don't think words alone will do it, but if he tries your dish and likes it, that might be enough for him.
Da wird gebrutzelt.
There it is, finished at last. Here, please, I want you to be the first to taste it.
All right. I'm feeling hungry anyway.
In dieser Folge wird nur gegessen. Ein richtiges Schlemmerfest hier, ein richtiges Bankett. Deine TP wurden durch diese köstliche Mahlzeit vollständig geheilt. Ist ja schön und gut, aber wir hatten die ganze Zeit volle HP.
Wow. This might be the most delicious thing I've ever had in my entire life. Really, it's incredible.
Why, thank you. Although all the credit must go to my son, it was his doing. Here, I've made enough for one more. I've asked you for many favors, but would you do this last thing for me?
Sure. I'll take it to Gordon Gourmet.
Okay. Steak à la Sibit. Sibet. Allah. Okay, und wieder zurück. Wey. Wey. Oh Mann, wir haben gleich schon 11 Uhr, ey. Wee. Bop. Wee. Lauf.
Try infiltrating the Augur's quarter using the supply line.
Are conducting a search.
The first thing I'll need to do is buy a ticket for the tour.
She has rose-colored hair and is carrying an enormous weapon.
Oh, do I smell what I think I
Citizens are
smell?
asked
I
to
do,
report
don't I?
persons
That must be
matching
my
this
recipe.
description to the nearest
Yes, the
security
owner at Cedys
officer.
insisted that I bring you a portion so you could taste it for yourself.
I see. Well, then...
Alle am Zerren, da die essen richtig.
Oh, yes. A perfect balance of fuzzy mutton and civet musk. The palate sings. It's a microcosm of culinary delight. A theme park of olfactory and gustatory attractions. And if you think that's hyperbole, I've only just begun. This is even better than I imagined. I always knew he was a skilled chef, but this...
So, why don't you go back there and help him out again in the kitchen?
Go back? What do you mean? I've never... Oh, all right. Oh, the cat's out of the bag. You've somehow figured it out. What my true identity is. Yes, I admit it. I am indeed the son of the owner of Cedys restaurant. It was a long time ago, but one day we quarreled, and I left the shop vowing never to return. We fought over cooking, you see. But even after I left, I vowed that one day I would rebuild the restaurant. That's what started me on my journey to becoming Gordon Gourmet. Since then, I devoted every waking hour to learning about the culinary arts. After many years of study, I finally had an epiphany. I realized what Cedys restaurant needed to regain its former glory.
You had a falling out because of the menu? But when your father saw your recipe, he was thrilled. All he could talk about was how he dreamed of you coming back. So the two of you could run the restaurant together, just like old times.
So he recognizes my ability. Oh, but it's too late. I can't go back now. The fact is, I abandoned him in the restaurant when times were tough. I'm ashamed of what I did. I can't face him again.
You mustn't feel that way, my son.
Oh.
Father, how did you find me?
My apologies to the young lady, but I wanted to see you. I followed her after she left the shop. What do you say? Let's start over. You set out on your own, did things your own way, stayed true to yourself, working hard to achieve your dreams. And now look what you can do. The recipe that you created was amazing. I've never seen the likes of it before. What can I say except that I am proud of you?
But Father, I left you.
Not in my wildest dreams could I have conceived of such a dish. Indeed, if you had given it to me back then, I doubt I would have recognized its greatness. But worse, I wouldn't have believed you could be capable of such a thing. I always underestimated you, my son. For that, you have my sincere apologies.
It's all right. And for what it's worth, I'm sorry for abandoning you and the restaurant when you were struggling to keep it going.
Looks like you two have made up.
Yes.
Now let's get to it, shall we? Together.
We'll make Cedys a success again.
Yeah, und ich will eure Seelen. Eine Kochmütze und 1500 Gilde hat sich das gelohnt? 6 Geschäfte, einmal mit zu viel ausgegeben, vielleicht plus minus 0. Boah, was? Plus 120 DP, Angriffskraft plus, oh, das ist doch nice. Da haben wir was geschafft, da haben wir was erreicht. Ja, nice. Essen lohnt sich immer, ich sag es doch. Kann nie verkehrt sein.
That went well. A microcosm of culinary delight, did he say? That sounds really tasty to me.
Aber die kann man nicht kaputt hauen.
Want me to pick you up some takeout?
You know what I'd prefer over that? If sometime you made me one of your specialty dishes.
I haven't spent much time in kitchens, but if you want something off the campfire grill, maybe I could rustle something up. I was never as good a cook as Sarah, but I have been told that I grill a pretty mean behemoth steak.
So, ich würde sagen, das war's mit der Folge. Diese Folge war ein reines Schlemmerfest, ein ganzes Baguette, würde ich schon fast sagen. Ich hoffe, es hat euch trotzdem gefallen, diese kleine Nebenmission, Nebengeschichte zu sehen. Das ist ja wieder interessant, aber dafür haben wir wenigstens einen guten Bonuswert erhalten, würde ich mal sagen. Wie gesagt, ich hoffe, es hat euch gefallen. Könnt ihr mal in die Kommentare schreiben, ob ihr auch genauso wie ich jetzt gerade mega Hunger bekommen habt. Ich würde am liebsten jetzt was frittieren. Ja, und hoffentlich sehen wir uns dann in der nächsten Folge von Final Fantasy 13 Lightning Returns. Ich würde mich freuen, wenn wir uns wiedersehen. Macht es gut, meine Freunde. Also, bis dann.